Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. In the last video I covered the daily chart, so if you're interested in that, feel free to check out the previous video. In this video I just want to give you short-term an update about the short-term bullish and short-term bearish scenarios for Bitcoin. Just talking about the relevant intraday levels just before the US session is starting. Today in the US, Veterans Day, I think the stock market is still open though, so we might see some action, but it's typically less busy, less volatile on a day like that. Well, that being said, Bitcoin is just not affected. Bitcoin is just climbing still. So the uptrend we have identified is still unfolding. All we can do at this stage is move up support levels like a trailing stop. The wave count is still technically full to the upside. I mentioned that in the last video, but I explained to you as well that as long as we're holding, the last swing lows, we can watch for higher prices, and I do so, and we are just dealing with extensions here, and we get some very promising extensions here to the upside. Looks really good on the Bitcoin chart. Very interesting price action, and the price has reached all my targets for this third wave. So we don't need to go any higher, but that doesn't mean, as I explained in the previous videos, focus then on that all the time, because I don't want people to, let's say, think a top is in place without any confirmation, right? Of course, at some point here the risk is getting higher because the wave count is technically full, but we all know how far cryptos can extend, right? We all know that from previous bull runs. Just look at the chart. So we can never assume a top until we see evidence. We always stay in the present, in the now. That can be very helpful in other areas of life as well. Stay in the present moment, understand what the price is doing. And when we just look at the chart right now, we can see, the wave count from this fourth wave low on the 4th of November to this fifth wave, it is technically full. Does that mean, what has Ben saying all the time, is the top in? Does that mean the top is in? No. It just means that we have to be ready for a top. It's full now. Last, I think when we were down here, I was watching for one more high. I got the question, there's always one more high. What if it doesn't happen? Well, it did happen. But even if it doesn't happen, we have levels to watch, right? So in this case, it happened and that fulfilled the wave count. We're now dealing with probably the late stages of wave 5 there. But because we've broken above 81,300, which was the next fib level, it is not uncommon that the price is starting to aim for the next fib level, and that is at 85,640. So I cannot rule out that the price is trying to get there straight away or in a more direct fashion. What is the wave count? Does it matter? Not really. The wave count has served its purpose. It sent us higher. Now the wave count gives us support levels, and we have the micro support located between 77,160 and 79,824. This is current micro support on the 1 hour chart. And as long as we hold above it, the focus can still be on higher. See, it could be that even we get some wild extensions like a 1-2 setup and we go higher. So if you want to use that area for scalping, feel free to do so. It worked out yesterday when the price dipped here in this internal wave 4 on Sunday into that area and saw a reaction. That was the last reaction to support we had. And then I highlighted as well that, below that level, we have this previous swing low. Let's get that broken, and then we get into this larger wave 4, which is anticipated. But I've just marked with these red lines the previous swing lows, and you can use the Fibonacci support area, but also the last swing lows could act as structural support. But I can tell you that, these are key levels, right? So until we now break below the upper red line at 80,500, we shouldn't even think about a top is in. And I can tell you that it might extend higher to 85,640. Does it mean it will? No. We're now at a point where I'm like, actually we want to get support broken at some point, right? Because the wave count is full. That's different to a very clear long trade setup. Again, this can be used for scalping. It can make sense to stay in the trend as long as reasonable. But for now, I'm just watching for this wave 4 to start at some point. But it's not there yet. It's not starting yet. All it means, don't be surprised if we get a pullback. but we need first of all a break below 80,500 and then 77,160. And then I'm going to watch this support area, which is now located between 71,285 and 75,368 for this internal fourth wave before possibly another high in wave 5. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.